about the question you get at an interview of, um, so tell us about yourself. I'm just going to try and move my light here a little bit if I can without it being scaring the dog too much. There we go, much better. Okay, so tell me about yourself. Have you ever gotten that question at a job interview? If you've had a job interview, you most likely have heard that question in one form or another. And we're going to get into what they're actually asking and a bit of advice on how to answer it. So my name is my name is Diana Lund Nordström, and I am a career consultant working with internationals looking for academic level or professional level jobs in Denmark. I work with both people or internationals who are already in Denmark and internationals who are not yet in Denmark. So when you're at a job interview or actually also a networking event and you get the question like at the interview, it's been like, hey, or not, maybe at the networking event, let's go with the interview. It's the most important right now. So you're at the interview, they've talked about who they are, they've talked about like what the job is, what the company is, role, all of these things, and now it's your turn. So now it's like, so can you tell us a bit about yourself and what they actually want and what they kind of, and what will get you the most, the way that you will gain the most benefit of answering this question will be when you answer in terms of um, the question being, tell us about yourself in relation to us and the company and the position that you're applying for. So that means that you are talking about yourself in relation to them. So the question is not about, oh, I have a dog, like my dog is right here beneath me trying to tell me that we need to go out for a walk because we're a bit late on today's schedule. Um, so that's not what we want to hear. Like, that's nice, but first and foremost, we want to hear about the things that are relevant to the job you're applying for. So it could be, hi, I'm Diana. I have X years of experience as a career consultant, and I did this and this in my previous job, and what is it that's actually relevant for the job that I'm applying for right now. And then after that, I can kind of go into more of, oh, but this is also me. So it's not to kind of leave out the personal stuff all on its own. It's about creating a mix where you both get an idea of your professional, your fit into the company, the position, but also of who are you as a person. And I think it's important to also then, when we kind of break that down and say, okay, I'm going to talk about what's relevant for the position I'm applying for right now. So that I had a paper out when I was 12 or 13, it doesn't really matter when I'm applying for a job, right? So speed it up to kind of what's relevant time wise also, but also like, even if you're, so I graduated 11 years ago almost now. And actually, you could argue that, for example, my master thesis is relevant for what I do. But even though that is the case, I don't want to start there. I want to start with the things that are most recent or most relatable. So that means that if the job I have right now or the previous job I had is not super relevant, I might start with talking about the job I had before that. But if the job I have now or had most recently is the most important thing, then I'll start with that. And then I can kind of work my way backwards and say, oh, and then I also did my master thesis on the correlation between people wanting to stay in a country, specifically Denmark, and their attachment to brands they were happy with from home. So again, that is so far back. It might be interesting, but it's about creating that relation to why is this interesting, right? So, and this goes for basically all communication. When I'm talking to you here on my lives, this is day 12, I guess. Yeah, we have the 12th. So day 12 of a 30-day challenge I have with going live every day. And I have made this overview of what topics is it that I want to speak about. And I've made that based on what do I hear you guys talk about or ask about. So what topics is it that I see internationals looking for jobs in Denmark ask questions about? What is it that I see is relevant and helpful? And that's what I base the themes of my videos on. And it's the same thing when you answer these questions. It's like what's relevant for the receiver of the information. And here it's about what are your experience that relates to the job. Because again, if I sit there and I tell them about, or you sit there and you tell them about stuff that's not really super relevant, it's nice for you and it's important for you that you grew up in whatever town or city and that you're very close with your parents, but it doesn't help you in terms of the role that you're applying for. So keep top of mind to mention the things that are relevant for the specific job that you're interviewing for, because it doesn't really help you. And that's the point, right? We want to draw out all of the information that can help us land the role. That is why we're there. So that is why that's why it's so important to start with this information that's like relevant to that. But we also want to match to the team. I just attended an event today actually where they were talking a lot about, or not a lot, they were talking about belonging. It was an event about exiting, like why internationals exit Denmark and retention strategies and stuff like that. And they were talking about recruiting. And one of the things that are very, very Danish is that we still have photos on the CVs, and we tend to hire based on people we have stuff in common with, right? Hi Lemon Cube, cute name. I don't know, cute. Yeah, I like it. So, and that's biased, right? So it's and whether it's biased or not, I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm trying to help you guys work well in the market we're in, whether I agree with the practices or not that are being talked about. I try to help you in that sense. We are talking, or I am talking about what to say when you at a job interview or ask the question of, so tell us about yourself. Um, and in that, like when I then say, hey, we need to match what they're looking for, not compromising ourselves, but match what they are talking about or what they're looking for in a way where we don't compromise ourselves. And that means that we will have to sometimes adjust the way that we talk or think or whatever it is, in a way that makes sense. I am located in Denmark. Hi, I am good, thank you. I hope you guys are as well. So what I'm just trying to, I know I'm a little bit all over the place right now. I'm sorry about that. It's been a long day. But I think that what I want to say here is that it's super important that when you're at a job interview, that you answer the question that you are that the question of tell us about yourself with something that's primarily or first of all focused on who are you in relation to the job, what are your experience, what's the value of your experience in relation to the job that you're interviewing for, combined with a mix um of yourself and who you are. Because the thing is that if you do that, you are more likely to make a good impression, right? In Denmark, we are hiring, and this is actually what I was trying to get at before, we're hiring on a mix of skills, but also personality. And when that's where the hey, I have a dog and a cat and whatever, where these things come in and are fine, that we also want to kind of hear about that. But the most important thing are the things that relates to the position and your experience. And then on top of that, who are you as a person? I hope this makes sense. A little bit confusing today. So I hope you are. Can you shout out my son Junior and my daughter Kiana? 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 I don't know if that was pronounced correctly, but here that there we go. Shout out to you guys. I want to say that for tomorrow's live, which I'm not really sure when I'm gonna go live tomorrow because weekend and everything, but I'm gonna go live at some point tomorrow, and the theme is gonna be the importance of research when you're looking for a job in Denmark, and we're gonna be talking a lot about how to do research in Denmark. Are there any good ways to do research when you're looking for a job in Denmark? And spoiler alert, there is. So tune in tomorrow for that video to get to know if how you can do research when you're applying for a job in Denmark. And with that comment, I think I'm gonna log off for today. So I will maybe see you tomorrow. Have an amazing rest of your day.